Don't let your garden die paying attention to other people's garden, to someone else's flowers, to someone else's grass that may seem greener, because sometimes it's not on the other side. And it's keeping you from being able to water your grass, paying so much attention to someone else's grass. It's really difficult to find time to focus on gardening the plants that you want in your garden and making sure your flowers are being properly attended to if you're too busy focused on if this person's flowers, how this person's flowers are looking. It distracts you. There's no point in comparing and competing because there is no competition. There's only one you. There's only one you. No one else can be you. No one else can have experienced what you've experienced, look exactly like you, think just like you, and deliver things just like you. Not everyone has been through what you've been through. The only person you should be competing with, the only person you should be referencing back to is your past self, to become your best self. I truly feel like when you pay attention to other people, it's really hard to put time into yourself. Like what other people think of you, what you're doing, like other people's drama, other people's, problems. It's really difficult to be selfish and to take time to yourself if you're not focusing on yourself and you're focusing on everyone else. I think to acquire anything big in life, anything worth working for in life, you need to be a little bit selfish. And selfish is not just a bad thing. There's good and bad in everything. And those that like to use a word to shame you for choosing yourself and doing what's best for yourself, it's like, what can you do? All you can do is just be there for you. And it's not productive. It really isn't productive to put yourself on the standard that someone else is doing. Because you may not be meant to have that garden that you're looking at, but perhaps you're meant to have a greater garden because you're looking at that person's flowers and that person's grass. You're not able to get your beautiful huge garden that has even more things because you're trying to emulate their garden. What if their garden isn't for you? What if you're allergic to some of the flowers on their garden? They might love their garden. Their garden is the best thing that has ever happened to them. This is what they wanted. Looking at what they have and trying to emulate that, you might just mess around and realize that you're allergic to half of the plants and flowers in their garden and screw yourself over because you're not focused on your own journey. Because it's not always going to be something that someone else is doing, and that's okay. There's always someone that has to pave the way. There's always going to have to be that first someone to speak up and to change things. And there's nothing wrong with you if that's you. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because now you're showing other people that know you that it can be done. That there's different gardens to be made, that there's different plants to be planted. Some of us need to see someone doing what we want for us to take action towards it. Some of us don't even know what we want until we see someone else with it. And if that's something you're going through, just know that it takes attention and time. Know that it's good to acknowledge what you like about someone else's garden, but also it is a necessity to pay attention to your garden. Stop focusing on what your friends are doing and all the naysayers that are saying this is unrealistic, because again, your journey might not look like everyone else's journey, and that's okay. And it's great because now you're showing people in your family that may have the same urges as you, telling you it's not possible. I'm not saying this is what I've experienced myself, but I feel like a lot of us do. When we go and do something that is just not normal, a lot of people will be like, don't even bother. It's you never know who in that crowd of people telling you not to bother already tried and failed and just gave up. So they expect you to give up, right? They expect you to throw in the towel because it didn't work for them. It doesn't work that way. You keep going because you have to fail in order to succeed. And if you give up, you'll never know. If you don't try, you'll never know. For some of you, you may be looking at dead gardens and you're thinking, okay, well, I got this one flower to grow, so, I'm happy with this one flower. Are you? Are you just happy with that one flower? Are you just happy with that one job? Are you just happy living paycheck to paycheck? Are you just happy with just grass, knowing damn well you wanted to grow tomatoes? Yeah, sure, you're the best garden in the street because everyone else's garden is dead because no one's tending to it, but is all you want is a flower? I thought we wanted fruits. I thought we wanted vegetables. I thought we wanted a huge, beautiful garden. Sometimes we're comparing ourselves to gardens that aren't even all that. So comparison can lead to you not even acknowledging that you want more, that you deserve more, that you can have more than everything you're seeing surrounding you. And before I end off this video, before the sun goes down, I just want to go back to, if you're looking at a garden that's full and that you want yourself, if it doesn't inspire you, why are you looking? You know, it's like, if it doesn't inspire you, I would look within to what is making you feel triggered or angry or jealous or envious towards something you don't have. Can you have it? A lot of people will look at other people's gardens and feel some type of way, feel sour. Oh, I don't really mess with her like that because she just thinks she's all that. And you know, a lot of people will look at other people's gardens, and instead of being inspired, you just don't like the person and you mute the person because they trigger you. I would look a little bit deeper and see why you're triggered by someone else's garden. See why someone else's garden angers you. What is telling you that you can't have those things in your garden? Like, yeah, sure, it may take more work because you don't have all the tools. You weren't given all the tools at birth to like make this garden. But I really want you to pay attention to, if you're not inspired by people who have what you want, why are you feeling the way that you feel? If you feel a negative emotion towards seeing people doing what you want to do, what are you telling yourself? What lies are you telling yourself? What self-limiting beliefs are you carrying that's stopping you from having an even bigger, beautifuler, if that's a word, an even bigger, beautiful garden? What's stopping you? Are you convincing yourself that you just simply can't have roses because you don't know how to take care of them? Then go and look up how to take care of roses. Go and look up what is it about you that messes it up every time you plant roses. What parts are you messing up? What can you fix about yourself, about your tools? Like, where can you, like, maybe you could borrow a tool or something, get some advice from the other person that has an amazing garden, and see, you know, her little gardening hacks. Like, look for solutions, because your garden is worth working on and can be whatever you want.